Hello, everyone. My name is Janice, and welcome to Sangha Live. I'm so glad to be with you this morning and to introduce and welcome back Caverly Morgan. Caverly is a meditation teacher. She brings over 2 decades of experience teaching adults and teens. She's an author of a new children's book called A Children's Book About Mindfulness, and she's really a visionary in these times. She's created a nonprofit called Peace in Schools, located in Portland, Oregon, and she is also the creator of Presence Collective, which I'm grateful to be a part of, which is a collection of teachers offering transformative awareness practice to the world. So Caverly has a rich background. She'll be in the meditation today, and you're welcome to have an exchange with her after the meditation, as always, either by asking a question or just asking me to come on screen with her. Good morning, Joyce. Good morning, Spencer. Feel free to say hello in the sidebar. And just a couple of announcements before I bring on Caverly. So like I said, Presence Collective is one of the platforms that she offers her teachings on. And I wanted to highlight 2 Presence Collective offerings. One is happening today. It's a webinar, donation basis. It's a webinar with my dear friend and colleague, Michael Bodie. He's been working with Caverly for years and is a really gentle and just authentic teacher. So his webinar today, the theme is meditation and the heart of the warrior. That's at 2 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. So I will drop that link in the sidebar. And then the other thing I wanted to highlight was Caverly's upcoming summer retreat, Resting is the Stillness of Being. It's a 6-day silent retreat, and it's led by 4 teachers, Caverly being one of them. It's really lovely that it's obviously online. And there's an East Coast and a West Coast daily schedule posted on the website. And there's morning, midday, and evening sessions. And you'll really get to know those 4 teachers well. So I encourage you to check that out. And now's the time to sign up. So I'll also post the link in the sidebar about that. Lastly, as always, if you can, please consider donating to Sangha Live. If you've been benefiting from these daily meditation series or the other offerings on the Sangha Live website, consider donating what you can if you can. Thank you for those who've been showing up consistently, supporting us with your presence and your money. It's really, really appreciated. So I'm going to bring on Caverly now.
Janice, thank you.
Yeah, thank you.
Really, really grateful to have you here. Thank you. Thanks for your support. So yes, friends, Janice, I'm very, very happy that Janice is part of Presence Collective, and she'll be offering another webinar through Presence Collective soon as well. So Janice has recently joined Instagram, and Janice Martolucci is the Instagram handle. So actually, Janice didn't know I was going to do this, but Janice put that link in the sidebar too. It's been really lovely to see many of you following along with my Instagram page. If you're new, it's just my name. So easy enough to follow there. And I'm just excited to tell you about Janice's page too, as she takes her teacher's seat more fully. Janice has been teaching through Peace in Schools and offering facilitation through Presence Collective, formerly known as One House of Peace, for some time now, but really claiming that seat more fully during this time, which is appropriate and right on so many levels. And I'm excited to support her. So Janice Martolucci on Instagram. So good morning, good afternoon, good evening. So glad to be here. Hi, Richard. Hi, John and Nancy. Oh, hello. Ingrid from Amsterdam. Charlie. Hi from California. Hi, Jane. Christopher from Sweden. Joyce and Spencer, thank you. Thanks for for saying hello and good morning, Kiki. Thank you again, Kiki, for sending me that lovely, lovely song. Great. Oh, Ellen, wonderful. I'm so glad you're going to be joining us for the retreat. Lovely. It's good to see you last night. I'm assuming this is the same Ellen. Hi, Evelyn from Paris. Friends, it's just so touching for me to be with you each day in this way. So thank you for showing up. Thank you for being here. I appreciate something that arose in our gathering last night, our Wednesday evening gathering. Hi, Christine from Portland, Mimosa from Kent, UK. And so I thought it would be nice to continue with that theme just a touch. And because this will be of the moment, meaning it's not as though I've scripted something, I'd like to weave in anything that's alive for you. I'd like to be able to know that I'm meeting what's alive for you. So do take a moment, those who are already typing in, saying where you are, where you're saying hello from, just a word, phrase, what's here now. Bringing your voice, if you will, into this space. If you're new to these sessions, I don't always pause in this way before the meditation, but I often do, just to see where's the collective. It gives me a chance to see, who am I speaking to today? What am I speaking to? So what are you present to in this moment? What's alive? What's here now? No worries that you missed Wednesday night, Charlie. I can't even remember what distracted me either. No worries. No worries. Good Lord willing, and the creek don't shine, it'll be every Wednesday. So, Christopher, trying to find integration between meditation and daily life. Helpful. Thank you for voicing that. Mimosa, confusion over what's the right thing to be doing. Joyce, connections. Richard, body alive, resting, but ready to jump. John, letting go till I get here, always possible. Evelyn, simply happy to participate. Christine, ditto on integration. Good. Jonathan, relatively quiet mind, listening to birds outside. Jane, appreciative, curious. Lovely. Lovely. Thank you, friends. Let's begin the meditation. Oh, friends, I just saw that my mail browser is still open. And for those who would find it triggering to hear my inbox filling during the meditation, I shall close it. Okay, thank you. All right. As you settle into this meditation, take 3 of the longest and deepest inhalations and exhalations you've taken yet today. I wanted to share this morning a version of a breath practice, which some of you may be quite familiar with. It's alternate nostril breathing. If this is new for you, know that there's not one right way to do this. I'm teaching you a form that I learned from Walter McKitchen. We'll practice it together, and then during the Q&A, you can clarify, ask questions, as well as tell me what you notice about the effects of this practice. But this breath practice will set the stage for today's meditation. So begin by placing your left hand on your left knee. That's not required, but it's nice just to sort of set that hand aside. And then you'll be very gently plugging the left nostril. You won't want to do this if you have a really stuffy nose right now, or it feels difficult to breathe through the nose. Just follow along if that's the case. And you can take this practice up another time. So it's important that you can just breathe freely through your nose right now, because you'll be closing your mouth and then plugging the left nostril, breathing in and out through the right nostril. At the bottom of the exhalation, switching, plugging the right, breathing in and out through the left, bottom of that exhalation, switching, breathing in, out of the right, switching, in the left, out of the left, switching, in the right, out of the right, switching. So you're always switching at the bottom of each exhalation. So one inhale, exhale on one side, switch, inhale, exhale on the other side, switch. Go at the pace of your own breath. And continue as I say a few things about this practice. I'm going to stop simply so my hand isn't covering my mouth and you can hear me well, but continue on your own if you choose to. Many of you pointed to integration. This practice integrates the right and left side of the brain. Many report that it can be very helpful with stress relief and can provide a sense of calm. That's the way I would describe the effects to an audience practicing mindfulness. For those showing up to this call, I more freely point to energetic effects of how this practice affects the energy of the body-mind. So this breath runs through the sixth chakra with this practice. Sixth chakra, or the third eye, being the seat of clear seeing. When that energy center is clouded or veiled, it's easy to think in terms of right, wrong, good, bad, this, that, the mind of duality is present. So someone spoke on the sidebar about getting it right. This practice can help dissolve that view, that stuck, conditioned perception. Janice and I were in a great conversation yesterday about how easy it is to look around and feel that there's a right way to be responding to what's happening in the world. Friends, there's no handbook for this. Support yourself and others by dissolving that conditioned mechanism to split things into the categories of right, wrong, good, bad, this, that. When that mechanism is not what's dominating the sixth chakra, then it can function through clarity of seeing. When it's completely unobstructed, clairvoyance arises. So continuing with this practice for one more minute. releasing that hand as you're ready, allowing the breath to be unforced, undirected, natural, easy, and simply noticing the effects of that simple breath practice on the body and on the mind and on the energetic system. When you experience yourself as that which is unbound by right, wrong, good, bad, this, that, us, them, you see the unbound nature of what you call others, what we call others for convenience. Allow yourself to see the veil of duality in your own conditioning, as well as the veil of duality in others and in the world. For some part of you, it may feel healing to experience even a moment of freedom from the domination of that dualistic thinking. It's important to contextualize this word healing in this instance. Unconditioned, pure awareness is inherently non-dual. So we're not doing a practice to heal what's inherently non-dual. The healing is how we describe the felt experience of the veil of confusion or delusion lifting that feels healing to us. We name that experience as healing. Visualize for a moment loved ones in your life healing in this way, being freed, being liberated by that which oppresses. See it happening on two realms. One, the thoughts that create the perception of being oppressed. And two, the societal structures that create a lived experience of oppression for so many. Give your attention to the image of collective healing. See your community being freed from that which dominates. See your town or your city as being freed. It's an active visualization. See them being freed, being liberated. Again, there's not really an us and them, but for the convenience of speaking about those that on the relative plane have different body minds from the one you call your own. See them, those around you, being freed. Feed this healing gesture, this healing image with your attention, with your loving attention. And then allow this healing to ripple even more fully outward, beyond the city or town you call your own. This veil of duality, subject-object relationship, us, them, right, wrong, lifting. What's left? What's revealed? Recognize this undivided awareness as yourself. This unborn mind, as Zen Master Bankei used to call it. This infinite mind, this mind that can't be tarnished by faulty perception. Or even physical harm. Know this consciousness as you. Know this consciousness as we. No one, no thing left out. Friends, thank you. Thank you for your participation in that healing. Ellen, thank you for the conversation last night that inspired that meditation. And Janice, thank you for our conversation yesterday, which also contributed. As did those who chimed in today about integration and taking practice beyond this small meditation room. So thank you. Now is my opportunity to remind you to support this platform. So Janice has already said it all perfectly. I'll just give that reminder to go ahead and donate now if you're able. Let's open it up, friends. We have 15 minutes left, and I would love to see what you'd like to discuss. If you're new today, you can come on screen by just writing that you'd like to come on screen in the sidebar. If you come regularly and you're willing to have an exchange, please come on. Or if you'd like to just write something in the ask a question box or on the sidebar, that's an option too. And of course, silence is also always an option. Oh yes, Sarah, can you talk about illness and consciousness? Sarah, I don't know if you're willing to come on screen. I'm going to guess that coming on screen is not a good option for you since you're just writing in. But if you can come on screen, I'd love to have an exchange with you about illness and consciousness. You know, without context, Sarah, I want to be really mindful not to make any big claims about illness and consciousness. So you'll notice in what I'm about to say, you know, Sarah, that's okay. If you're in your dark bedroom, you might not be able to show up on screen. That's absolutely fine. If you're willing to come on, we don't actually need to see your face so much, but it would allow me to speak directly to what you're looking at. So if you're willing, great. While you're sorting that out potentially with Janice, I'll just acknowledge, even if we're going to have an exchange, Sarah, you'll notice that I'll be saying lots of things like, in many cases. Hi, Sarah. Oh, Sarah, this is great.
Hello.
Yes, I can certainly see you well enough. Hi, Sarah.
Yes.
Where are you calling from?
I'm calling from the United Kingdom.
Great. Welcome.
Thank you.
Yeah. Please talk to me a little bit about what you're looking at around illness and consciousness. I could address it very generally, but I'd love to know a little bit more about what you're exploring or curious about.
So I've had severe ME for about 12 years, and I'm completely obliterated by it. I pretty much live in bed, and I can't do anything, basically. But I have been on an enormous journey with it. And obviously I don't want this to be the rest of my life. I'm at a place of great peace with it, not much identification, just, getting up, having a hot drink, going back to bed with no emotional pull with it. There's no depression or anxiety. I mean, I've had, it's been an enormous journey of everything. But currently feeling peaceful around it. But obviously I don't want this to be forever, because 12 years is a long time to be bedbound and completely isolated. And I've lost my carers through the current situation. So I've basically been completely on my own for several months, and I'm usually not even well enough to talk on the phone. I can just about send a text here and there, and that's my life.
Well, Sarah, thank you. Given that your expression of energy in the world is, you would call, limited, thank you for taking the effort to call in this way and allow yourself to have some moments of connection. I see you.
It was so spontaneous.
I
It happened so quickly.
I love when that happens. You know,
It's the best.
yeah, that it's authentic, isn't it? It's just arising from now that call to connect. So thank you for listening to that call, knowing that again, historically, it sounds like that your energy is there's limitation around what you have resourced for. So even in this exchange, practice softening and resting rather than anything mental that might invite the energy to push or noodle in with thinking mind. So even right now, just kind of resting into the exchange, resting into being together, being held by this community energetically. So relaxing into our shared being. That was really the focus of this meditation, is recognizing our shared being. When you're identified with this body mind, it's easy to become hyper focused on what gets called the limitations of this body mind. But your very being is shared. Allow yourself to draw energetic resource from something that is actually unlimited and unbound. The body mind is experiencing limitation, constriction, illness. But your very being is unlimited, unbound, unborn, and infinite. That's a flame that can't be extinguished. You know, Ramana.
In a way, it is one of the things that keep me going.
I imagine so.
That place.
I imagine so. Coming from that place, and Sarah, very specifically knowing yourself as that place. That doesn't mean not taking care of the body. It doesn't mean, not eating, drinking when it's time, doing whatever strengthening activities you have the capacity to do, whatever is in that realm of experience. It doesn't mean ignoring that. But it does mean having your attention on what's most primary, fundamental, real, true. Ramana Maharshi spent 17, 18 years in silence in a dark cave.
Yeah.
You're familiar with him?
I am, yes.
Just being. Now, he spent some time forgetting about his body. There's stories of creatures eating into the flesh of his skin. I'm not recommending that, Sarah.
No. I love my body too much.
Yes, and he later was able to say that wasn't required, just as the Buddha was able to say, I didn't need to not eat for so long that the vertebrae of my spine could show through my front body.
Oh.
These are periods that many spiritual practitioners, even people that we think of as spiritual heroes, go through that are not required. You can remember the body while knowing who you truly are. You can see the body as another beautiful modulation of consciousness that has the form that it does in the moment that it does. You have breath, the capacity to be in an exchange, the capacity to think and understand, receive, the capacity to hear and see and taste.
And love.
And most importantly, love.
And I have a lot of that. I have a little kitty with me.
Oh, I'm so happy to know that.
And she's poorly, so she can't eat, so I'm giving her what feeds her more than food. It's just so much love and warmth and cuddles, and so I'm lucky enough. Even though I'm in isolation, I'm in the best company, and
Yes.
you know, even though I'm bedbound, and you know, part of me feels so happy to be able to spend my life with the being I love the most, myself and my cat. You know, for the animal lovers out there, they'll get it. You know,
Of course.
She's
You're
my
speaking
child.
to one. Yes, you're speaking to one. I understand.
Yeah, so precious, that
These
connection.
non-verbal relationships in which it's easy, in which the shared being shines easily. It's not colored by judgments or identifications, or you experience this love as unconditional. It's offered unconditionally. You give it unconditionally. That's a treasure.
It really is. It's healing on so many levels.
Yes.
Yeah. And physically, to have that ability to touch and hug,
Yes.
you know, is vital for me.
Yes.
You know, so it's been it's such a blessing having her in my life, you know.
It's a blessing having her in your life. And I would say, Sarah, most importantly, it's a blessing that you have the capacity to recognize that relationship as a manifestation of love and as a shared being, and that you have the capacity to see consciously that that is something you are choosing to live into. Someone else in your situation could see having an animal around as a pain in the butt. You know, I can't take care of myself right now well, and therefore I can't take care of an animal. You know, that you're choosing to allow what is most true and real in you to infuse your experience, to shine at the forefront of your experience. That is critical right now for you.
Yeah, it's life-saving in a way.
Life-saving.
You know? Yeah.
And it's reliable. What we're
always there.
It's always there, Sarah. What we're talking about today cannot be taken from you. No matter what happens to your body, it cannot be taken from you.
Yeah.
Sarah, in terms of today's theme, I also want to invite you to feel for a moment the way that this community holds you, is with you, shares your very being. I just noticed Jonathan's comment on the sidebar. Thank you so much for sharing that experience. You're seen here. You're held
It's quite
here.
a strange experience.
I imagine so, especially given that you've been, it sounds like, quite isolated.
Yeah, and also I'm someone who likes to hide. So being seen and heard, and it was completely in the moment, and I'm all about self-expression and truth, and we're so multi-layered, and I certainly am. That just being seen and heard and held is lovely, but foreign and a bit just foreign, especially now, because I've been completely on my own for so long.
Yes.
So I guess when we finish this conversation, I would just bathe in that energy of being held.
Please.
And love, and hold my cat while doing that. So we'll be held by all of you guys,
Yes, please. I invite you, actually, Sarah, to not even have to use the focus of the eyes right now to read. Allow your eyes to close for one last moment, if that's comfortable for you. And I'll read you the comments that are coming in on the side, if that's easeful or comfortable for you.
Sure.
You can, of course, keep your eyes open and read if you'd like to, but I thought it might.
Yeah, no, I actually, the screen was starting to hurt my eyes. So
I picked up on that, and I would love for you to get to relax back into being. Give the eyes a rest. Jonathan again said, thank you so much for sharing that experience, and offered the gusho symbol of my heart and your heart are one. Charlie says, thank you for being here with us. John and Nancy, thank you, Sarah. All our love. Joyce offers gusho. Again, my heart and your heart are one. Kiki sees you, acknowledges you. Namaste, Sarah. Inget, you are so brave. Sarah. Spencer, blessings to you, Sarah. You are truly seen. Erica, Sarah, I'm so touched by this interaction. Evelyn, yes, thank you, Sarah, and lots of love. Mimosa, from me too, Sarah, much love. Richard, I feel and see you, Sarah, thank you. With you, deeply. Ellen, much love, Sarah. Mary Jane, holding you and your cat in my heart with love. Another Sarah writes in, holding you in my heart, Sarah. So Sarah, in a moment, this call will end. I just invite you to, as you said, bathe in this support, in this recognition of shared being, in this collective recognition of shared being. Just allow yourself to simmer.
Thank you.
One great big tea bag simmering in this field of consciousness, this loving field of presence. Yeah, thank you.
That was lovely. That was quite emotional, very heart opening. I feel all soft and squishy and vulnerable, and I feel like ethereal hugs are kind of surrounding me. Yeah, I really, yeah, I didn't know. I was not expecting anything to happen, to be honest. So thank you so much. Oh yeah, unicorns always.
Getting a sidebar comment about your unicorns. I love it.
Yeah, big fan of unicorns. Thank you so much
Thank
for
you.
everything, and for coming on every day and sharing, and for bringing all of us together
Thank
and
you.
reminding us of our truth, you know.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you for being it. It benefits me as much as it benefits anyone else. So I'm glad to hear that it benefits you. Keep showing up. Let this community be a lifeline of sorts. But know that the true lifeline is who you authentically are.
Yeah.
And that's not going anywhere ever.
Yeah. Just constant reminder, isn't it? So easy to forget.
Yes.
Yeah. Thank you so much.
So much love. Thank you. Friends, thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you for your contributions to this session. Sarah, thank you for your willingness to come on and be in an exchange in that way. May we continue our day focused on healing, collective healing, this ultimate healing of recognizing our shared being, moving through the world on behalf of that recognition. Until tomorrow.